Well, good morning, lovers of budget cars and bikes. Welcome back to the channel and to the Blue Review Map. Today we are going to be looking at another motorcycle smart riding system. They all seem to call it a smart riding system for some reason or another. Today we're going to look at the INNOVV, very oddly spelt, but you may have already seen some videos around highlighting their products. I know I've seen some of their stuff whereby the guys basically have the top end kits where they've got the blind spot detection that you stick onto your wing mirrors. Well, they're not wing mirrors, are they? They're just rear view mirrors, as it were. They also provide those blind spot detection kind of units. I'm glad they haven't done that here, because that would have been a bit of a ball ache, because as again, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that we also reviewed a J2 S6 recently and a car ABC system, very, very similar to this kind of stuff. But we couldn't actually do a ride along purely because of the setup of our current bike. I'll stick a video in over here and you can see exactly what I meant. Go back and have a look at those if you want more in-depth detail on that. But suffice to say, we're going to have a very, very first look at this new system from INNOVV. They do 4 or 5 different variations of this, ranging in price, where you can buy just the screen and the cameras, the screen, the camera and the TPMS units, and then the screen, the camera, the TPMS and something else. Or I think the screen's slightly different, or the cameras are slightly different. You can have a 1080p or a 4K setup, depending on your budget, basically. I believe they've sent us the screen, the TPMS and the 1080p cameras, not the 4K. I don't know, we'll find out in a second, because as always on Budget Cars and Bikes, we are going to open up this box together. I've not looked inside, I know absolutely nothing about it. So enough waffle, we'll do the intro and we'll get it unboxed. Alright then guys, I wanted to just quickly show you the back of the box there as well. If you want to pause and read through all that gumph, you can do so at your leisure. But it just gives you a little bit of insight into the company INNOVV. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. I can't imagine it's pronounced any other way, but if it is, then I do apologise. Top of the box, it just shows you a quick picture of the fact that it supports CarPlay, Android Auto, and navigation as well, as most of them do, to be fair. And we've got a 5.99-inch screen, Bluetooth 5.2, OTA updates as you would expect, and a 10 Hz GPS, whatever that might be, IP67 waterproof, as again you would have expected. And, well, that's the box, basically. So let's get this open and see what they've sent us. And there it is, guys. Just the screen and the cameras by the looks of things. I'm assuming the TPMS is underneath here somewhere. We've got a couple of stickers and an Innovation in Motion kind of pamphlet thingy down there. There's actually not really a pamphlet, to be fair. It's just a bit of paper and a sponge to keep everything protected. So that's the first thing you'll see when you open the box. Now we need to get these out and take a little look. Now, before I get into what was underneath the unit itself, I just wanted to quickly show you how comprehensive this fitting guide is here. It tells you all about the INNOVV N2 here, but then it goes into a brief introduction here and a full installation guide as well, which I think is incredibly handy. Again, if you think back to the J2 S6 we did and the car ABC, there wasn't really much in the way of instructions. I think there was a QR code to have a look at the online instructions and stuff, but here, as you can see, they give you a diagram, pictures and some explanations as well. And it shows you all about the mounting kind of options you have here as well, which is really, really nice. And then a quick overview here of the functions and stuff. But I think that's incredibly useful to have in, you know, for a physical guide, as it were, which I haven't seen on any of the other systems yet. As I said, INNOVV have been doing this a while now. It's not like they're just a cheap Chinese company who've just thrown out some smart screens. They've been doing it a while. They've had a lot of support from other influencers as well, which, as I said, you may have seen the fact that they've got the blind spot detection on some of their units, but this one seemingly does not. But yeah, really nice to see that, actually. So we'll put that away and check out exactly what else is here. And there's all the gubbins, guys. Effectively, what we're going to have here is a GPS system just there, as you can see. That just fits straight into, well, you'll look for the other end of the blue wire. It'll become more explanatory in a minute. Well, you can actually see it probably there. That's the main power source there. You've got your live, your earth, and your ignition live as well, because you don't want the unit to be on constantly. That'll all be explained, obviously, in what I've just showed you. But there we can see the GPS will fit the blue to blue, basically. You just can't really get it wrong, can you? And we've got all sorts of different ways to fit it as well, which is nice to see. Unfortunately, not on our current bike, as I said, but it is what it is. That seemingly is the TPMS kind of nobules, as it were, there. I got a bit confused because there are these, and I don't have a bloody clue what they are. What I will do is stick it in the left-hand corner, because at this precise moment, I don't know what they are. I thought those were the TPMS, but no, that's them there. And again, you get a little spanner and a couple of brass nuts. You fit those onto your tyre valve stems, effectively, and then you can see your tyre pressures on the screen, which I think is incredibly useful. Yeah, not sure what these big kind of aluminium balls are all about. Yeah, we'll find out. Well, I would have stuck it in up here already, wouldn't I? Okay, so that's the power source. That's some bracketry there. We've got some spacers as well for your handlebars, which you will probably need. TPMS we've covered, and a little kind of mounting plate here with some 3M stickers. And then an Allen key with a couple of big bolts. So it, as I said, will become incredibly obvious what that's all about and how you fit all that if you just check the instructions, which they kindly provided. And the first time I've seen it, a screen protector to fit onto the screen. Brilliant. I have complained about that in the past, that they ask you sort of 200-300 quid for, you know, a smart motorcycle riding system, and they don't even give you a bloody screen protector. This is a tempered one as well, as you can see. Really nice touch from INNOVV, that much appreciated. Right, let's have a look at the star of the show. And there it is, guys, the 5.99 or 6-inch if you prefer, full high definition screen with the front and rear cameras. There is a lot of wiring going on at the back here, as you can see, but again, that'll all be explained in the comprehensive guide. We've got the camera kind of connections just here as well. They'll fit into the power source. And yeah, as I said, it looks like we've got a front, a rear, and a GPS. So it literally is written on there what those are all about as well. And the cameras are pretty obvious, as you can see. So you've got your GPS, your front camera, and your rear camera. They all just kind of fit together. And as I said, for the third time, it's all explained in the instructions. But there's the screen there, as you can see, looking splendid. I would advise you put the tempered glass screen protector on there as well, because you just never know, and it'd be such a shame to kind of, you know, mess up this beautiful screen. Around about the size of my hand, I'd say. Just exactly as you would want it. Bearing in mind this has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well, and it probably uses Google Maps. We'll find out in a sec. In fact, what I'll do is I'll set it up, I'll kind of jerry-rig it up, as it were, MacGyver it as much as I can, like I did with the J2 S6, and we'll get this powered up and see what the screen's all about. Alright, we are kind of MacGyvered up, as it were. I've got the rear camera over here because I'm going to basically take you outside the shed and show you some footage of the garden area, just to give you an idea of the quality of the cameras. It's not as good as going for a ride along on the bike. I'm really sorry, guys. I just can't do it because, as I explained, we don't have the handlebar shape to actually fit this on, which is, as I've said previously, something you do need to consider. If you've got a sports bike like an S1000RR or something like that, then you really need to kind of consider whether or where you're going to fit this. This seemingly does come with a lot of bracketry, but I have checked and it just won't fit our Z1000 bars at the moment. We are probably going to revisit this in a few weeks' time when we get another bike in which is more suitable, but I wanted to get this video out for the summer for you guys if you're thinking about an option for your bike, just to show you how good this is. So in a minute, as I said, we'll do some footage of the garden. I'll clip that in, but I wanted to get this powered up, show you what the screen's all about, and I've MacGyvered it up with an old motorcycle battery, and we'll start it up for the first time, see what it looks like. And there she is, guys. That is just literally powered up for the very, very first time. We've got our little INNOVV. Oh wow, that's pretty. I like that. It looks like it's doing what the Car ABC or the J2, I think it was the J2 actually. As soon as the power goes on, it effectively, is this touchscreen? No, it's just gone off. We'll get into that in a second. But as soon as you power it on, it starts recording, which is kind of cool. Because if you've got the camera set up on your bike permanently, like you would do, then as soon as you switch the ignition on, it's going to start recording. So you don't have to worry about that. You never have to think, oh, am I recording? Am I not recording? Did I press the button? You don't have to press anything. It's got an ignition live and it'll just start recording straight away. Anyway, let's get the screen back on. For those of you that were wondering as well, it does have an internal SD card, as you can see there, and it's just underneath that flap there. But unfortunately, even at this price, it doesn't look like they've actually put one in, which is a bit odd. They are dirt cheap. They're like 10 quid for a 64GB SD card these days, so it's not a big issue. There's your data transfer, probably to connect to your computer. It doesn't seem to have an internal battery, so it's not a charging port per se. It's obviously for connecting to the computer. And as I said, that's the SD card slot there, which is a bit big. It looks like it's not quite a micro SD card. So if you get the SD card with all the adapters, you'll be fine. That'll be good to go. Anyway, that's what's underneath there, if anybody was wondering. All right then, here we are again. The light turns blue, as you can see there, to show you it's got some power, and it should go red in a minute to show you that it's actually going to start recording. And there we are. As I said, it starts recording pretty much straight away as soon as so effectively, as you can imagine, you're on your bike, you turn the ignition on, that starts straight away, and there's your screen. We've got our TPMS sensor set up over here. You'll have to pair each one of those up. You put one in the front, one in the back, you go into here. I don't know if it will be in here, or it's probably more than likely in settings, which are there we go, TPMS. Pair front, pair right, as I expected. You can have it in bar or you can have it in PSI. It's entirely up to you, of course. You can change the time. Not sure what that is. Oh, okay, display and volume. Pretty obvious, isn't it? Okay, let's get back out of there. You can change the wallpaper as well there by the looks of things, which is kind of cool. I like that. Yep, we'll change over to that one. Storage, it'll probably say nothing of nothing. There we go. We've got to put a card in, haven't we, obviously. GPS, I imagine that's good to go. Yep, as soon as you plug it in, it will go. You've got to reset a language, which is kind of cool. How many languages do they give us? Just those. Okay, so it's Spanish and what looks like Arabic and a couple of Chinese languages and English, of course. There might be more to download. I'll find out if there is. I'll stick it in up here. There's a more button as well. Okay, so you can change it to miles, rest reminder, LED on and off. Okay, that's cool. And that is in the settings. The dash cams, I don't know if it will come up on the screen. I'm assuming so. Yep, there we go. I've got the dash cam just over here. So as I move it around, you'll see it in the left screen there. But we will pop out to the garden in a sec. We've only got the rear camera on at the moment. If you plugged in the front camera, rather, you'd have one on each side. I'm assuming you can probably somewhere change it to full screen. I can't see it here though. They've always got one of these little buttons here which takes you home effectively. There's a brightness button there. Okay, you can move that little widget around wherever you like, really. Let's have a look inside. I think we're obviously in there. It's just a quick way of getting home, basically. And after a couple of seconds, that little widget will disappear. Really do like that dash as well. As you can see, we've changed the wallpaper on there. You've got a trip, as in how far you've gone, and a time to tell you how long you've been riding, which is kind of cool. I really do like that. I wonder if there's a way to change the green and the orange, though. Don't think there is. I didn't see it in there. We've got a replay for the footage as well, by the looks of things. Link, what's that about? iPhone CarPlay. Okay, well, that's where you set up your iPhone, that's where you set up your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. Got a firmware update as well. It tells you exactly what to do there, so an absolute piece of cake. Really nice setup, actually. There's nothing to swipe from the left to the right. I don't think there's anything going up or down. There's that little widget I was telling you about. We're going to move him up there. So that's basically the user interface there, guys. You've got your miles per hour, you've got your direction, you've got your tyre pressure monitoring over here on the right. It would have been nice if we could get rid of this at the bottom once you've used it, and I didn't see anywhere to do that. No. You can also, by the looks of things, turn off the beeping as well, keypad sound, as it were. As I said, for me personally, I would have liked to have been able to use this, bring it up in a menu perhaps, then use it, and then this all turns into a full screen. That would have been nice. It may do. It may be a case that after 10 minutes it does it. I don't know. But I don't think so. I think that's something you just got to kind of have going all the time, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, up here also you'll notice, excuse my focusing, we've got a Wi-Fi indication, a Bluetooth indication, and an SD card indication. Obviously that's great because we haven't put an SD card in yet. Anyway, let's have a little look at the footage, because that's obviously quite important for one of these things. Bear with me, I'm going to go and get an SD card and we will pop it in and I'll take some footage and show you what that's all about. I'll just overlay a little bit of music on it, show you the rear garden in its splendidness as it's spring, and then we'll cut back in and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright then guys, that was the footage of the rear garden using the rear facing camera, oddly enough, but it's the one with the longest lead. Just wanted to show you here, I've worked out how to change to a full screen here as well. I think it was in here. Yeah, you just press that. You can have the left, the right, or nothing, or a full screen. Just wanted to show you that. Right, let's put this away and I will give you my final conclusions. All right then, guys, we put it back in the box. It was actually quite simple. I normally find with these things, once you've taken them apart, you can never get them back in the box. But this was a revelation. It just all slopped back in exactly as it should do. So that is the INNOVV N2. What do we think of it? How does it compare to the JDO S6 and the Car ABC, which we've done recently? Links are somewhere, of course. I think it's probably the better one of the three, if I'm honest. It's not the cheapest, I don't think, but it's comparable price-wise. I think this is around about $297 with the 1080p cameras, the TPMS sensors, the GPS sensor, etc., and of course the cameras. There are cheaper options. As I said, you can buy just the screen if you don't need the cameras or the TPMS and you just want Apple CarPlay, etc. If you want 4K, I think it's about $320, something like that. But fitting it is an absolute doddle. As you saw then, it's just literally an ignition live, a permanent live, an earth, and then you connect everything to that. Use that as your hub, as it were, and connect everything to that. And it was literally seconds for me to do that on a MacGyvered up old motorcycle battery. The footage is really good, actually. I have to say that's probably the best footage I've seen so far. Again, I'm not sure if they've sent out the 4K cameras or the 1080p's because there's no reference to it anywhere, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was 4K, to be honest, because that footage was very impressive. I love the user interface. I would have liked to have been able to get rid of these bits at the bottom, as I mentioned, and maybe change the orange and greens to something better for me, perhaps. But I like the fact that it's colour. If you remember the ABC, sorry, the Car ABC and the JDO, they were black and white, weren't they? So it's nice to see a bit of colour finally. So again, kudos to INNOVV for that. So out of the three, yep, definitely the INNOVV N2 would be my go-to. That's the one we're going to fit to our next bike. And as I said, we'll revisit this at some point, and I'll do some on-the-road footage as well, just to show you how it keeps up with everything, because obviously once you're out and moving, there's some kind of sub-editing that goes on within the processor of the unit to kind of catch up with moving objects. So that'll be interesting to see, and we might even do a bit of night footage as well, just to kind of, as I said, revisit this INNOVV N2. But from budget cars and bikes, that is it. That is the best of the bunch we've seen so far, the N2 from INNOVV. Really impressive bit of kit. Not cheap, but if you're going to buy a 10 grand bike, then don't skimp out on something like this, you know, because it could save your life. You can see the tyre pressures, you can see your speed, so it could save your driving license even. It's obviously got the Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto, the GPS system, all that kind of stuff built in there as well, which is always nice. The only thing I would say is the JDO S6 is slightly better for is if you're a BMW rider. If you've seen the video we did on that, we explained how the JDO S6 is a kind of dedicated BMW unit. This is moreover not universal necessarily, but you know, as I said, it's not dedicated to any singular bike, which could be a bonus, a positive in that regard. Anyway, from budget cars and bikes, I hope you enjoyed this little review. That is the INNOVV N2. I really like it, I've got to say. Link will be in the description with a discount code. Make sure you use that, because you'll get 10 or 15% off if you use the link in the description with the discount code. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, drop it in the comments section. Look out for an updated version of this. Once we've got a suitable bike, we can actually mount this on. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks, guys. Consider subscribing, that really helps, and give this video a thumbs up, a like, a share, all the usual gumph, as it really helps smaller channels like ours. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking a little view of this video, and as I said, we'll catch up in a couple of weeks. Take it easy, guys. Ride safe.